Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, bringing you an update from the Carolina Garden House. Now, as you can see behind me, all the trees have been removed. We have a blank slate to work with. I've been busy trying to track down a plot plan so I can start drawing this on paper to bring my vision to life. But I wanted to show you inside so you can see all the progress we've made. Really, we're just waiting on kitchen cabinets. And currently we have a date of March 4th for them to finally arrive. So before we go inside, I'll just show you the little mounds. There's where the Bradford pear was. Up there is where the river birch was. Over here is where that sick little red maple was. And then of course, house adjacent is where that seedling liquid ambar was. And that looks so much better without that tree and without all those azaleas. We're leaving the trachycarpus, and of course the giant taxodium is staying. And my plan for in here, which again I haven't drawn, but we're actually gonna make that bed be mostly concrete, and we're gonna take away any plantings house adjacent. So this is gonna all be concrete, and then it's gonna kind of swoop out like this, and then we'll have the driveway concreted as well. The reason for that is we wanna have some front yard hangout space here, and we also wanna make managing this house easier. So in contrast to our house there, where I have beds planted adjacent, every time we go to power wash or have the house painted, I have to cut things down and it's super stressful. So on this property, we're not gonna do that. Everything around the house will be kind of patio recreation, and then the gardens will be out, kind of spaced throughout the lawn. So it'll be a lot less grass, but certainly not no grass. And I'm really excited to finally get a plot plan. I just am struggling to figure out how to find it on wakecounty.gov. So if anybody has the key for finding a property plot plan, please let me know. I am really excited to draw this to scale on paper, but I don't want to have to survey the entire property. All right, in we go. So, laundry room, fully set up, extra refrigerator. I have a whole bunch of grain seeds stashed in here. Kitchen, now hopefully arriving on March 4th. But actually the new dishwasher and the gas range hood are arriving tomorrow. So for us, appliances have not been a problem. We've bought all these appliances through Lowe's, but getting the kitchen cabinets has definitely been a challenge, and those are also coming from Lowe's. Again, people always ask about the color, and this was called North Star. It's funny, it looks different in different light, but it's just kind of like a pale blue-gray. And it's just, I think, very atmospheric, as people have described it. We've been hanging out here now and again. Probably the coolest new thing that's happened is the marble fireplace surround has officially been installed. And this was shockingly not very expensive. In fact, it was going to cost more to tile it than to just have solid marble. Now we got this from a local place called California Granite. And we don't have the trim fully installed yet. We just got it stained yesterday, and so it still needs to be installed, just tapped in. The quarter round that we had for the original hearth was too tall, so we had to buy new. It's shorter than normal quarter round. And the granite that I had originally picked out to be the hearth, we just have it stashed on the back deck now. That's actually going to be part of an outdoor kitchen, of which is just a dream right now. But I'm really, really pleased. I just love this mantle so much. This came from a local restoration company, and they did such a great job. You see it's live edge. This is marble, or I'm sorry, this is walnut that has just been waxed. And I think it's two totally different styles, but I think that it still looks really good with the classic marble. So next will be to order cannonballs to hook up for the fireplace, and I do have to do some cleaning in here. Just bring my Dyson over and clean everything up now that the surround has finally been installed. Not much else has been done, in any of these rooms. I'm still in love with that chandelier. Let me turn the light on for anybody who hasn't seen it. It just puts out the coolest pattern of shadows. And as we walk back this way, it's really funny. My parents have given us a bunch of burl wood furniture, side tables and stuff, and this is the furniture I grew up with, and I just think it's so funny. Thousands of hours of my life dusting these with Pledge, only to have them again as an adult. It's my destiny. Now the bathrooms are complete. Oh, there's a toilet, there's running water. And the shower doors have been installed, and they just look so magnificent. Obviously, the bathrooms are probably the most dramatic thing. These doors are really quite heavy. I want to do this in our other house. I love those sun tunnels so much. Into the main bedroom. The long-term goal will be to turn these windows into doors and actually make the depth of the deck more like to the halfway point where that post is there. So not as deep, but bring the deck all the way across. And so then you could be able to enter the deck from the main bedroom. And the master bath is also complete. So it's quite beautiful. Again, the same shower, it's just this bathroom's a little bit bigger. And it just came out really, really wonderfully. I hope and I think that these materials are pretty classic and not too trendy, so that through the long haul, these choices will just sort of remain desirable and not scream a COVID renovation, which of course is what this is, but I hope that I've made some good decisions about the design. I've never taken on an entire house project, so I've mentioned in other videos, I've just tried to channel my inner Sarah Richardson, who is my favorite interior designer of all time. Over to this room, where you have a clear view of Soil Cube in the front yard, but we also do have a bed set up, and we've only had one set of friends has visited and stayed, but it gives you the essence that this is a bedroom. And I haven't figured out exactly how I'll set my office up, but the plan is going to be that I'll have my office in this room. And perhaps we haven't officially announced it, but we're actually going to move into this house, and we are going to run our current house as the Airbnb because the garden and hangout areas outside are already established. And therefore, people will be able to rent it and I won't be constantly working outside in the yard, making people feel uncomfortable. So, our original plan was to run this house as the Airbnb, but as we've been making progress and recognizing that the outdoor space is definitely going to take some time, we decided that it was just a better idea overall for the guest experience to have the house with an established garden be the Carolina Garden Retreat House. So, there, I finally announced it, which is why my office is going to move to this house instead of staying where it currently is. Yeah, give you a view of the back. The front yard is definitely going to be my focus for this year. And then depending on money, maybe fall of 22, I'll get to break ground out here in the backyard. But we're definitely budget conscious, so not going to get ahead of ourselves and spending money we don't have. But I would like to reduce the size of the deck by depth simply because deck maintenance is such an ongoing thing. I love the deck we have on our current house, but it really is a tremendous amount of maintenance, and I'd rather focus on creating concreted patio space here because I know concrete will last and it's much easier to maintain than wood. So we'll have a nice long but narrow deck here, and it'll be able to be set up with like rocking chairs, and then have wide steps coming off the middle leading down to a concrete patio, and then ultimately some kind of water feature that you can get in to cool off. But it has to be up here in this area because the leach field starts right here. And so we can't really do anything to develop the middle of this lawned area because that is where our septic system goes. And the same, of course, is true for our house next door. That's why the backyard is all open in the middle. And frankly, I really like that design because we do like to have parties and open gardens and stuff, and it's nice to be able to have a big area to have a tent placed. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's tour of the property that we are renovating, and I hope you'll be excited to come and visit. We are going to have our spring open garden on Saturday, May 7th from noon to 4 p.m. You can visit my website, breegrows.com, for more details. The link is in the description. And I hope that we will have the Airbnb running maybe sometime mid-April or early May. So maybe you'll be able to plan a visit to come and visit us here and take some gardening and cooking classes and just spend some quality time in this Central North Carolina Zone 7 foodscape. Well, thanks so much for watching, everybody.